feels a little bit like a boom. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've spent some time talking backstage. We are very lucky to have her here. I'm really excited. So, first of all, you read my book.
Yes.
What did you think?
I truly believe that everything happens for a reason, and this book really found me at a point in my life where I really needed this kind of resurgence in humanity, and yeah, I truly can say with my whole heart that it changed my perspective on life. So,
Well, for me, part of the journey to show my color strong was to finally figure out what it meant to be Korean. It was sometimes for girlfriends a little bit hard. So once I learned that, then I felt very confident about who I was. You spent a lot of time living in the U.S. too. So how has that experience been? You spent a lot of time in Korea. What do you love most about Korea these days?
wow. I think my Korean identity is such a huge part of me, and it has truly made me into who I am today. And I think without, wow, oh my gosh, look at me, I'm a little humble. That's so cute. My experiences living as like a Korean American, I think, has truly impacted the way that I view the world and see myself and live my life. You know, living as a Korean in America and then kind of like an American in Korea has really made me think about what my identity means to me, and I think, you know, I am a bridge because I will never fit into what it means to be this and what it means to be that. I'm just both at the same time. I think finding that definition for myself has really shaped my philosophy and the way I do a lot of things and the way I view my career right now as well.
You're such a talented person. You're so creative. I always think of Korean people as being such artists and so creative. I think sometimes I wonder if Korean people, if we remind ourselves, we need to remind ourselves of that. We're very creative people.
Yeah, we're very creative people, and we have a lot of tone. And I think I didn't realize it when I was living in the States. You know, I would always be like, Mom, why can't you be more like, you know, the American moms and be more forward about how much you love me and care about me? But now that I, you know, am a little older and wiser, I realize that tone exists in the way just Koreans live. You know, it's the way my mom would bring me sliced fruit when I was studying late at night, or she would tuck me to bed when, you know, I fell asleep on the couch, or like the way the iwo들 would come to pick me up, even if they're not my biological mother. You know, it's the way that we care for each other and ask if we've eaten. Like the way that we greet each other is 밥 먹었어, or the way that we, you know, make our next, I guess, 약속 by saying, you know, 밥 한번 먹자.
I mean, it's not easy in the world right now. It's a little crazy in the world right now. And I have children who are 21, 19, and 17 years old. The theme of today is showing your strong colors. What would you say to the young people in the audience right now? What would you say right now that's helping you show your color strong in a world that it's a little weird right now?
Right. Wow. Big question. I would say I came across something the other day that said that the rise of nonchalance is the death of passion. And I found that resonating with me a lot because I think it's become seen as very, you know, cool and admirable to be chill and, you know, not care about things. But I think that can be really hurtful. It's seen as cringy or weird to be super passionate about things and be loud that you're trying or that you're healing or that you're chasing something. But I think that it's really, really admirable to be in pursuit of something that you really love. So I would say that if you have something that you want to do or you have something that you love, be fearless and really go after that. To kind of talk about my story, 저는 르세라핌이라는 팀에 속해 있는데요. 혹시 아실 수도 있지만 르세라핌은 영문으로 I'm Fearless라는 문구를 에너그램으로 배치를 바꿔서 만든 팀명인데요. I'm Fearless는 두려움 없다, 두려움 없이 이런 뜻을 가지고 있는데 두려움이라는 것은 없앨 수 있는 것은 사실 아니잖아요. 근데 두려움이 없다고 말하는 것은 그냥 내가 정말 사랑하는 것을 쫓는 그런 과정에서 오는 고통이나 아픔을, 성장통을 받아들이겠다는 말이라고 느껴져요. 두려움이 없을 순 없으니까 그냥 그 두려움을 아는 채로 내가 사랑하겠다 말하는 건데 그게 정말 저희 팀의 정체성이고 저는 그런 마음으로 아프더라도 사랑하는 것을 택하는 그런 삶을 살려고 노력하는데 여러분들도 사랑하는 것을 기꺼이 증명하고 사랑하고 쫓아갔으면 좋겠습니다. 정말 제가 있는 말 중 하나가 우리는 사랑을 위해 살아가는 것이 아니라 살아가기 위해 사랑을 하는 거다 라고 있는데요. 여러분들도 사랑을 많이 하면서 살아갈 힘을 얻으셨으면 좋겠습니다.
I think I understood like 70%.
That's more than half.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
You know, it's sometimes, I really love what you said about care.
Yeah,
It's easy when it's hard to say,
I don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It's too hard. And if you notice, even during that picture, the worst moment when I had the most fear and the most pain, I felt really alive.
Yes, that's something that I really resonate with. I feel like more than pain, apathy is more dangerous.
Yes.
So I think if you are in pain, really hurt because of something, it's actually a good sign because it means that you still care and you have that fire inside of you.
Yes. And then when you feel that, it's nice. You can ask someone for help.
Yeah.
Right? And it's really important not to soak on it, like just ask for help.
Yeah.
I think sometimes, is it fair that sometimes maybe we Koreans sometimes don't ask enough for help? Is that a fair statement sometimes?
I feel like we Koreans are very independent, which I think is a really admirable trait. But I think it's also important to reach out and remember that we're all in this together. Like we're not alone. I think sometimes we're a little too stoic, which is really, really a sign of strength, but also, working through things together can be more sustainable in the long run.
I agree. Now, maybe you could help me just a little bit explain this. So, sometimes when you are growing up, people say, 비행기처럼, like fly like a plane, like high, strong. I think, and the way I raise my children, and what I teach at MIT and other schools, I think you should think about living like a helicopter. It doesn't go very high. It's not as strong, but it can fly in 6 different directions. It can go straight up. Sometimes it can hover. And it can always land. You know, I think some of the times the most skill set is to be able to land. Because remember when I took a break from work? Self-care, sometimes it's okay to just land. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know if I did a good job explaining that, but that's...
Yeah. Another thing that I would relate to this is, you know, if you are too hard or you 너무 단단해지려고 하면은 부러지기 쉽잖아요. 근데 조금 부드러움을 같이 가지고 가면은 부러지지 않고 무너지지 않고 그냥 you can bend. You have to be able to bend in order not to break, which I think a helicopter is a perfect example of it because it's, you know, agile.
I think sometimes like the strokes showing your strong colors, maybe a better way to say it is to just to be honest.
Yeah.
Not strong, but honest.
But honest, yeah, because I think intimacy is also, you know, birthed from vulnerability, just as connection is. I definitely resonate with that.
I mean, the title of the book is called Red Helicopter.
Red helicopter.
And the reason, just very quickly, when I was in kindergarten, like Tasatsala, I came home with a red helicopter. And it was because I was sharing half my food with my 친구. And we were struggling in the United States, and I thought I was in trouble for sharing my lunch. And my dad said, you know, 일어나서 얘기해, you know. So I did. And I thought he was mad. And I said, no, it's because my friend doesn't have any food. So I gave him half my food. And my dad said, wow, my son has so much abundance. You know, and then as I got older, I lost some of that. He said I wanted to keep more for me. I was wondering if you have a red helicopter story that you tell to yourself to remind you about sort of having courage in your own values, your own story.
Yeah. What's actually really interesting is that I do have a story that grounds me whenever I feel like I'm, you know, flying too close to the sun. But what's really interesting is that this book was actually the red helicopter itself, because I was actually gifted this by a past manager of mine who reached out to me during a time where I was really lost, and there was a lot of things going on, and you know, I was getting lost in my head about the world's perception of me, or the uncertain future, and a lot of my worries and my kind of like up to grind and plan and, you know, get better and stronger. But this book found me at the perfect moment, and I remember reading it, and it was already kind of changing my perception of the world. But the specific moment where I kind of had my aha, this is how I ground myself, was when we were in the middle of a fan meeting tour in Japan, and there was this exhibition. It was like a dome-shaped exhibition, and I was there with all of my managers, all of our like hair makeup staff, our like translators, my members, everybody. It was a really weird jumble of people, but we were in this domed room, and there were like a bunch of flower projections on the walls. And I remember sitting on the floor, watching all these people laughing, you know, taking pictures around me. And I just remember thinking, when will we ever be in this moment again? Like, I have so much in my life, but I'm missing out on it because I'm so lost in, this big hustle. And the reason why this was so important to me, this moment of realization, was because, there was a lot that happened, and just a lot that I was trying to process, and it was just a moment for me to realize what really matters and what makes any version of me matter. It's right in front of me. The people who make it worth it, the relationships that make it worth it.
Well, I'm so happy you read it because you've been very busy the last 6-7 months. I mean, there's a lot of really good things happening. You just released a new album, and like I love the Thelma and Louise.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Ride or Die.
Ride or Die.
So, I was thinking at the end of this, you thought Yoonjin was going to play, I'm going to play. K-pop star here. So, this is a lot of the seraphim, a lot of anthems, what they sing, right? It's singing about life and sort of going your own way. This is the most important rock and roll song in the last 50 years in the United States. Did you know this song?
Yes, I was aware of that. I didn't know that it was like this resonant to me, but the lyrics I think are something that everybody can relate with, even like people here who've seen it for the first time.
I mean, a lot of what you sing is similar.
Yeah.
It's similar, right? It's like,
yeah, the grit of it is very similar.
And I thought that maybe to end this, because so much of this story is about finding your true colors for Showing Strong for me. We talked a little bit about Korean and America. But I wanted to sort of end it with this. He's singing to a girl, and he's saying basically, let's go. I picture my dad singing this to my mom. I can picture, I sang this to my wife.
Oh, really?
And at Ashley Stewart, I sang this to the women. I said, we can do this, 가자, ride or die. And so to end this, I just wanted to just play the last part of this. And he's singing, someday girl, I don't know when, but we're gonna get to that place where we really wanna go. And we'll walk in the sun. And he sings, someday girl, look, I don't know when. We're gonna get to that place where we really wanna go, and we'll walk in the sun. But till then, tramps like us, yeah baby, we were born to run. And I always thought at the end of it, is there anything else you want to say to the audience as we leave the stage?
If you love something, please say that you love it. And if you want to do something, go after it. The world is yours.
I agree, and thank you very much to Yoonjin for coming here and being with us. Thank you for having me. I'm very sorry I cannot speak fluent Korean. So pale, I really wish I could. But I hope that you can feel what we're saying, and I feel very lucky to have been here and spend this time with you. As a final parting gift to you,
Oh my gosh.
I want you to have this. So anytime you feel sometimes a little, maybe you can
Thank you so much.
have this, and this is your red helicopter.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It has been an absolute honor. 와이프가 우리 아니어도 두분이 함께하는 무대 정말 소중했을 것 같은데요. 깜짝 진짜로 등장해주신 메탈리카 서현진 씨에게 감사드리고요. 귀한 시간 내주신 두 분께 여러분.
Bye.
바이바이. 고생했어.
고생했어. 고생했어.